Hello! Today is Sunday, 28th February, 9:46 p.m. This is the fifth take. My goodness, so many takes. I started filming since 8 o'clock. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I just want to talk to you, first of all, about pre-tutorial to wrap up pre-tutorial 2 and tutorial 2 and give you some comments on how to improve, which actually relate to, the group project. Okay, but first and foremost, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, isn't it crazy, right? You just one blink of an eye, now half a semester is over already. And then now, I know lah, you're all panicking, I'm also panicking. There's a lot of essays, a lot of midterms, right? So I understand. I understand the struggle that you're going through. Not easy to be an undergraduate student. University is like that. Last time I was a student also like that. When I was doing my undergrad, when I was doing my masters. Actually now also lecturer also like that. My goodness. But the thing is this. I think it's very important to remind yourself that struggling doesn't mean you're bad. I talk to a lot of students and when I was a student, I also felt that way. Every time I struggle, I always ask myself, hey, maybe I'm not cut out to do all these things, and maybe I am not that good at it. But actually, what I learned after I graduated? After I graduated, I got a chance to talk to all the top academics. And I asked them very honestly. I said, hey, I struggled a lot as a student. Do you still struggle when you're writing all these papers? You know what's the answer? Yes, even if they're like 50, 60, super accomplished, Nobel Prize winner also, they still struggle. And you know what I learned from them is that struggle is part of the process. Every time you are challenging yourself to grow, there will always be struggle. Because you are challenging yourself to grow, right? So when you're growing, that you're pushing against your limits. That's why there is the struggle. I think it's very unrealistic to think, I come to university, if I should be good and it should be a breeze. Not true. If you're good, then you don't need to go through university already, right? We will just give you a PhD, right? But that's what university is for, to constantly challenge you to grow in more ways than one. Not just grow your head, grow your heart, and for some of us, grow the belly, right? but more importantly, growth is important. And university is where we are surrounded by great people. And I'm not just talking about the professors. All of you are great people. The fact that you made it to university, of all the people in your cohort, how many percent of you made it to university? Wow, that is really, really amazing. And we're all great in different ways. Don't make the error of thinking that grades is the only measure of success. Because some of you, you're great at athletics. I can't run to save my life. I can't catch a ball to save my life. Some of you, you're great at marketing. Some of you, you're great at speaking. Some of you, you're great at so many things. So you don't just reduce yourself to one performance measure. Pre-tutorial 1, so many of you say we need holistic assessment. Okay, then walk the talk lah. You want to be, then holistic is important, then we need to assess ourselves also holistically. And so struggle is normal. I used to struggle a lot as an undergrad, so I totally understand where you're coming from. But whatever it is, don't conclude that I'm bad. No, you're not bad. You are becoming better. That is very important. So this is what I learned after graduation. I wish somebody told me this when I was a student. So now I tell you so you don't stress yourself and feel even worse about your struggle. Okay, so that is what I want to say. The semester is not easy, right? Online semester. So whatever few friends you have or many friends you have, check in on them Just a small little gesture. Hey, how are you doing? It makes a huge difference in their lives. And I'm also going to do that. So I do want to know, how are you doing? So please answer in the mid-course survey. Then at least I know if you're not doing okay, you can say also, and then I see how I can help As it is, the one thing I'm doing to help you all is I'm lightening the assignments. So actually, good news. Quiz 7, quiz 8. Then those are the last 2 quizzes already. Yay! Then pre-tutorial 4 is the last pre-tutorial. Yay! And even better, all this. I give you one extra week extension. So, because I know midterms, a lot of you have essays and midterms due in week 7, week 8, right? So, then I push. So now all these are due week 10. Okay, can be better. It's my way of thanking you for all the hard work. So I've looked at all your tutorial 1, tutorial 2, the recording. I look at your pre-tutorial assignments, sample. It's not possible to go through all 700. And I tell you one thing, I am very, very proud of how far you've come. Wow. I know, blink, half a semester gone already, but in half a semester, that's just in 6 weeks, you have come so far with your abilities. from don't know, now you can do VLOOKUP, now you can do pivot table, whoa, now you can do classification model, or the if. Very, very impressive. This is stuff that will prepare you very well for internships already. Yeah, so very, very proud of how far you've come. Now, let me make some general comments about pre-tutorial 2 before I do the wrap up. Okay. So first and foremost, we are very heartened that so many of you are able to do the pseudocode well, the nested conditions in Excel well. You can draw tree diagram, no problem. Wow, these are the basic competencies of the so that means you fulfill the basic level learning objectives. So very, very good, very, very happy. It's a big achievement. Yeah, so give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, high five, yeah. Okay, anyway. Anyway, okay, so now the thing is this, about 100 plus of you, 100, 150, you're going to see some comment there, some discrepancy in your pseudocode tree diagram or whatever. Don't read this and punish yourself. All it means is, okay, you can do the work, right? You can do the if, you can do the tree diagram, you can do the Excel. Very good. What is the problem? It doesn't correspond. So for example, you say if ghost then horror, but then in your Excel it wasn't if ghost then horror. You're going to pick something else like if laser then horror, something like that. Yeah. By the way, if ghost then horror, I know a lot of you put that, right? Then what happened? Pokemon become horror movie, right? Then you all panic. Panic, right? Normal. Yeah. So okay, now then what are the things do I have to say? Now, so if you cannot spot what is wrong with if you got the remark got discrepancy and you look at it and for the life of you can't figure it out, come and talk to your TA, come and talk to me, we tell you lah. Okay, now one of the other things is this, many of you are very passionate about movies, very good, very happy, okay? But the evaluation, okay, this is what differentiates the higher grade, whether you get the higher grade or not for pre-tutorial 2, is that, you see, the learning objective is we want to be able to see whether you can evaluate based on the algorithm. Show us that you understand the algorithm, the classification model well enough to say, I know why it went wrong. So many of your approach was, it went wrong because a movie, let's say a fantasy movie, should not have this thing, and this movie happened to have this thing. So you're kind of scratching the surface. A better evaluation would be to recognize, because of the branching, the order in which I start splitting out, then things start to go wrong, that kind of stuff, you know. So that is something that is worth actually thinking about. So students that actually show that they understand why the classification is incorrect, okay, then we give them the higher grade, okay, because they know why the algorithm ended up putting it the movie that way. It's not just have this, don't have this, but because of the order of filtering and stuff like that. And also one of the key things why your things get wrongly classified. Why? Because you notice if you follow your tree diagram, all the no in your pseudocode is the else, right? Else, right? The else of the else of the else of the else, that is the catch-all. That means because why? Else is, if it is not the desired condition, right? Then all your else is all the what we call rojak, right? The mess, right? The chapalang, everything, right? So it's everything that is not what we thought of, which can be a problem, right? Because you may not have thought of a movie that was supposed to be that passed all these filters, right? But then actually, so all the things that you couldn't have imagined, or you throw into that last else, right? Then you get classification errors as well, lah. So that is one of the issues also. Okay, now what else do I have to say about this? Let me see my notes. Okay, so yeah, lah. So very good overall, very good for pre-tutorial 2. Okay, well done. So what can we learn from this whole activity? Well, here's the thing, remember tutorial 1 we talked about proxy measures, right? There are questions. Sometimes we ask questions that you can never find answers in the data set, not directly at least, right? So what do we have to do? We take a measure, we take our assumption, we plot. Then now we get a proxy measure, we can interpret already, right? But in tutorial 1 you learn, you change the assumption, but then what happened? You change the assumption, then your conclusion is different, right? Or you change the assumption, the kinds of proxy measure you use also different, correct? So that is tutorial 1 we were laying that groundwork. Now tutorial 2, what is the problem? Now we are taking proxy measure and we're putting it inside classification models. And as you know lah, classification models is not just about movies, right? It's all around us, right? Who's eligible for university, who gets promotion, who gets a job, who gets traineeship and stuff like that, right? They are what we call policy framework, or even subsidies, right? You know, so they are what we call policy, they are what we call frameworks, or whatever you want to call this, right? they're all around us. And again, you don't always have the data to tell you stuff. So we have to rely on proxy measures. Now, like some government policies, right? The proxy measures used in the past were okay. Why? Because assumptions were very true back then. Then now today, how many decades later, things change, right? So assumptions that was once true back then may not be so accurate anymore. So that is one of the problems. But at the same time, don't think about tutorial 2. What's the issue? We'll talk about I actually trapped you all, right? Any job in the tech sector, and a lot of you just zoom in on tech sector, and then you say tech sector. So we don't want all the arts and social science people. Hey, hello, you also arts and social science, eh? why you put yourself out of a job? Yeah. Any job, right? Any job can be HR, can be business development, can be marketing, can be what we call customer relations and stuff like that. There's so many things that you can do that arts and social science degree can do. By the way, just so you know, arts and social science degree is traditionally the degree for training people to be the elites of society. Hashtag like a boss lah, right? So you learn how to think so critically because and learn about humanity and all that, right? Because you are supposed to lead all these people. Right. So don't go and say I don't have all this technical skill, I cannot do all these things. No, aim higher, right? That is really the value of the arts and social science degree. Yeah. So we are training you to be a boss. But anyway, the point is this. We many of you say, oh, and tech sector, so must be computing engineering science degree. Then you put yourself out of a job. But the question is, where did you even get this idea from? Cultural assumption, right? But at the same time, we also project our own prejudices. We think certain things about people and the world, we encode it into the algorithm. So as long as you're in charge of the policy, as long as you're in charge of the algorithm, you are the boss. You are the boss, you get to decide. But at the same time, this time you get to make a policy, right? You realize we no matter how hard we try, we still end up imposing our own prejudices about people. This is where problems start to happen, because classification model, it's not a human being, but it decides the lives of other human beings. Then lives are ruined, or either some people benefit or some people suffer, right? Because of that. So the main moral of the story is we need to be very, very careful with the assumptions that we use. We need to be very careful with the proxy measures that we choose. Okay, now I don't want to keep the video too long, so that's all I want to say about as a wrap up. Now, today we are going to begin our entry into the world of coding on VBA. So it's very important. If you still don't have the latest version of Excel, please go and install. As an NUS student, you can install for free lah. So please do that. And yeah, I know many of you are scared of coding. Okay, so we are going to do it one step at a time. I have games for you to play. Isn't it fun, right? So yeah, so do your best. Anything you struggle with, come and talk to me. Okay, but the key thing is this: you must internalize your learning. I know many students like to just follow, but you don't understand. If you use this method of learning, you're going to struggle, you're going to suffer, right? So you need to understand, what does this command do? Why does this line is like that? Okay, if you know how to do this, then if you really take the time to not just to memorize, to internalize. Oh, this comes before this. That's why it's like that. You need to have that level of understanding. You can do this. Then the code, then lecture 7, lecture 8, pre-tutorial 4 will be a breeze. Okay, so you need to have that understanding. And I want to remind you, like my cohort, all of us that graduated like 7, 8, 9 years ago, 1/3 to half of us, we all have to learn coding as part of our jobs, whether we like it or not. Even people in marketing, or now we have to do all these things. So it is one of those inevitable things. Society is greatly embracing technology, and so we all have to learn to adapt to it, whether we like it or not. Okay, so learn it well, because it will affect your career future. Yeah, so that is very important, and I do want you to stay employable as well lah. Now, if you watch my pre-tutorial 3 video, I did say that there is a follow-up module to GET1050. Okay, the module code changes every semester, but it's called Computational Reasoning in the Corporate World. I know many of you want to gain real work experience, and I want to give you real work experience. So I will open up in the days to come. I will in the days and weeks. Now it's too early to accept application, but I will announce, and you can start to apply. Okay, and those that get A for GET1050, then I will be very happy to stake my name and reputation and vouch for you, so that you can get an internship. I'm very excited because this is the first run. The internship module is the first run, very very successful. Everybody is very happy. They are very happy to have brought in FASS students instead of computer science students. So like the students of this semester, they're like the ambassadors of FASS. We are opening more pathways. We're helping companies to see, oh, arts people also can do this well. So then they're more inclined to hire arts people. Okay, so yeah, we are in this together. We help one another. Okay, so yeah, learn the coding well, because it will come in handy for the internships. And I'm very excited because I have international MNCs. I also have data analytics companies, and I'm getting the National Museum on board also. So I don't know who else I can get on board next semester. Maybe a publisher or whoever lah. So I see how many jobs I can create, how many internships I can create. Then it's all waiting for you to apply lah. Sounds good, right? So learn your VBA well. Then I'll be very happy to bring you on board. Okay, sounds good. Okay, enough said. I wish you all the best in the days and the weeks to come. All the best for your midterms and assignments. Remember to drink lots of water and make sure you have a good rest, okay? So with that, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you. Bye.